There are more questions and answers after a weekend shooting claims the life of a Columbus man.
A 34-year-old Marcus Pate was found gunned down in an 11th Street South apartment. Our Renee Skinner talks with investigators and has more live here in our studio. Renee?
That's right, Joey, Andrea. I visited Saturday's crime scene and found an empty apartment building and remnants of crime scene tape left behind. Now, Pate's body was sent to the state crime lab while investigators wait on forensic evidence.
I do strongly feel that somebody knows about this crime who might at least been the last person that was there.
Columbus Police Chief Fred Shelton says he's going to need more than a strong feeling to solve Columbus's latest homicide shooting. Loved ones sobbed in disbelief as investigators found 34-year-old Marcus Maurice Pate this past weekend slain inside these apartments on 11th Street South.
We're going to send the body down to Jackson. The coroner is going to take it down to Jackson to get an exact cause of death. The evidence that we collected on Saturday, we're sending it to our crime lab. They're processing that evidence for fingerprints and any other evidence that we might be able to help us determine what happened and who the suspect was.
Now, here's the thing. Finding out who may have taken this young man's life may not be that hard for CPD detectives after all. Chief Shelton says the door was locked at the apartment complex and there was no sign of forced entry, which could mean one thing.
We believe that the suspect and the victim knew each other in some type of way.
On the same street, another homicide case happened 2 weeks earlier. Police say the suspect and the victim also knew each other. 56-year-old Walter James Kyle was found with a gunshot wound. This time, investigators have a suspect, but no motive.
We're still interviewing Mr. Bradford and any other witnesses, so we're still developing witnesses and still developing evidence in that case. And of course, we're waiting for physical evidence that we submitted to the crime lab to come back to help us give us more information concerning that case as well.
Shelton reminds residents that these aren't random acts of violence, even though that may be the public's perception. The chief says being visible in the community and encouraging witnesses to come forward will help police solve these crimes while pushing back against any bad rap.
These are people that know each other, and sometimes people that are involved, like minds, hang out with like people, and they might be involved in some type of criminal activity. So we realize that, and so what we're doing is working on eliminating the criminal opportunity to commit crimes.
Now, one way to combat crime is to speak up when you see something. If you know anything about these incidents, call Crime Stoppers. That number is 1-800-530-TIPS. Andrea, Joey?